Today's guest is what true transformation looks like. I connected with this man on TikTok. You guys may follow him. He goes live every morning at 7 a.m. and then again at 12 p.m. from Monday through Friday. This man is living proof of what transformation is. And Ruben is a testimony to what you call going through darkness. He has seen some things that you guys may have never imagined, but this man still comes out with his heart. And I'm very delighted to have you on my podcast today, Ruben. So if you could go ahead and share your story, who you are, what you do.
Thank you for the amazing introduction. I appreciate you. Yeah, just a person who was done with the old lifestyle of crime, criminality, crazy mayhem, just finally ready to change, just do the right thing now, and just let people know that it's possible that they can also do the same thing. Just on the mission to being successful, and every day is a work in progress. I'm a little bit nervous.
Go ahead, dude. It's just a conversation. You do this every day. You go live, so it's just us having a conversation. But tell the people, like, what I always ask everybody, what made you want to start your TikTok channel?
Oh, okay, yeah. My main goal, honestly, is music. Music is my main goal. But just as I started to build it, I started to get a following from people like telling me that I am inspiring, people just telling me not to stop doing what I'm doing. It opened my eyes to other avenues besides the music. Music is still my main goal, but if I can help people along the way or be a positive influence or whatever it is that can make people also want to do better with their life or something, you know, or even if they just want to change, you don't necessarily need to be bad to change your life and be better. You can just already be a normal, good person and just go from there. Change is something available to everybody in all walks of life. It's not just for bad people to good.
And you said you like music. So like when you were a kid, did you do dancing or did you sing or what?
No, honestly, I always just had it like, of course, I loved music. I was the one that always got in the car and took over your radio. And that's everybody. So I know what sounds good. I didn't know that I knew how to make music until I was already like 34, 35 years old in prison. And it was a lot of youngsters around me writing, rapping. And I just started writing poetry, and it came out like I couldn't believe that came from me, you know what I'm saying? So I just started practicing, and then people gave me tips along the way. Oh, try this, and I'm an open-minded individual that's open to options or learning from other people.
So what made you start your music in prison? Were you just bored, or were you just like thinking about a song or something inspired you while you were there?
Honestly, it was just poetry, and I learned the hard way too. I would write about what I was sad about a lot. And I passed those poems around and people, damn, that's a trip, how you wrote that, that's nice, that's cool. But then you got those critics that I needed that told me, fool, this sounds like poor me, dog. This is like a poor me type, come give me something. So that actually opened my mind to just like outside the box. And I'm sorry, I started trailing. What was the question again?
No, you go ahead. That's what it's about. I want to know your inspiration and so forth. But you mentioned prison. How long were you there?
Oh, okay. I've done 5 prison terms. I've been to prison about 11 times with violations. I have 4 different prison numbers, 5 separate prison terms for sales, robberies, stolen cars, everything that, like normal crime though, you know what I'm saying? No computer crimes, no weird crimes, but I'm a 35 plus, under 40 time convicted felon, ranging from...
And if you don't mind me asking, what age did you go in?
15 was my first gun charge that I had. My first gun. Yeah, 15 years old. And then...
Does your family come from that? Or like, how'd you get involved?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was born into the game. I had a brother. He was already 5 when I was born. So my sisters were 15. So when I was born... Oh, my dad, too. My dad, he was doing the damn thing. So...
When you say the damn thing, do you mean like he was like a gang member or what?
Hustling, anything to get paid to take care of us, you know what I'm saying? So we had the finer things. Growing up, my dad was like part-time drug dealer. He was a hustler of all type of trades. And that's where I learned my criminal behavior from, just thinking it was normal. Yeah, he used to sell drugs. I used to steal his drugs. I see my brother, that's why I say my brother was 5 years older than me. When I was 5, he was 10, he was already in the game. And I, of course, wanted to look cool. Well, that's what I feel that it was about too, like looking cool or even outdoing whatever they were doing just to make myself look cooler. Yeah, I was just born into it. I was born into the game all the way around. My brother had his friend. My generation, my crowd was all older, and I felt like I had a lot to prove. And just selling drugs. Seeing my dad sell drugs at a young age, it was something that I wanted to do because it looked cool for the type of attraction. I don't know how to say it, but he was the man, and I wanted to do that too. And that's where it started at. And once I got caught stealing his drugs, his mindset, and I don't blame him for nothing. I don't blame my mother for nothing, for the way that they were, because that's the way that they were raised. So it really ain't their fault. He thought he was doing the best that he could, but his mindset was like, all right, you're going to be using drugs. Instead of you going on the streets, I'd rather just have you using them here. So I'll just give them to you right here.
Do you ever know?
So once he started giving me the drugs, we started getting high together now.
Right.
So
that happens.
Yeah. And then I'm in school, and then okay, so I started selling the weed and selling his drugs. And when he caught me stealing the weed to sell it, then he said, okay, so now you're just going to sell it for me. We're going to do it together. So I started selling drugs at school for him. And it was just a snowball effect. It went from there. I got suspended from school, got kicked out of school. And then that's pretty much how that was my normal. I just
started snowball.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people could relate to that story, especially if you ever grow up in the hood, right? Like you're surrounded by it, you come out. And I think for you, it's a little different because you had your dad involved in it and he was a part of it. So it's like really easy for you. I think some children, teenagers are attracted to it because they don't have a home. And then when they find homies, that's what you call homies, right?
Yes.
That's your home, that's your brotherhood. That's who it's a ride or die. And you have that mentality, but it goes back into sometimes you find there's definitely that sense of familyhood in the streets, and you get caught up with real quick, especially when you start seeing the money come in.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. My childhood wasn't normal, but it wasn't bad. When I say bad, it wasn't like
abuse or any of that.
Yeah, there was
stuff.
no abuse.
That's good.
I had and we had the things that a lot of people didn't have, but it was due to hustling and criminality too. Drug dealing, if he could find a lawsuit on somebody, he would do it. He was a hustler all the way around. But back to the homie thing, I lost my train of thought.
But the homies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I didn't need to find love from them, but I did get that gratification of being the man toward them, the drug dealer thing. But then again, it was a double-edged sword too, because I had homeboys from different gangs. Because I'm not from a gang, but all my homeboys.
Yeah, they connect.
Yeah, but I had got into a lot of different type of altercations being this side. My whole life has been.
Isn't that funny? You think it's like some people who don't come from that world, right? There's a society with it, and there's rules. There's rules to the thing. Just in prison, I haven't been in prison, but people that come out of prison tell me that you get segregated by race and if you're gang affiliated, and that's who you roll with, and if you're not, you kind of have your own thing. But same thing, like in society, there's politics to it, and not everybody. I think when you come out of that, you start to see everybody's just filled. And they go by greed, right? They just want more, more. And coming out of that, because I think that's what we had spoken about, your reflection. Really seeing like all the bad things that comes from it.
Yes. Yeah. It's a trip. I'm lost again. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I get nervous. I don't know why. I do go live every day. But yeah, where should we go from here?
So in prison, like, so it's like, what made you change your mindset? Because like,
so this time, thank you. This time so 5 times to prison, I always told myself that I wanted to do good. I would lie to everybody that I was going to get out and do good this time. Until finally, the time before this last time, I told myself, all right, I'm going to stay sober. I'm going to just grind. I'm going to lock in. But it was all for staying sober. I'm going to stay sober, but I'm going to still do everything that I was doing, but sober this time. My mindset, as long as I'm sober, I'll be able to think clearly and do all this crime clearly, which actually I did. So when I got out, I was up like $3,000. Like in the first week I was out selling drugs. But I went back to my old circle. They weren't having it. I got told on by my own circle. Like right when I got out, I passed them up. Yeah, I passed them up. And they called on me. I didn't get cracked at that moment, but they called the cops on me. My own circle. They came through. Helicopters came. I ran from the cops. I actually got away at that point in time. And I was on the run for
40 days?
Yeah, I was on the run for 40 days. It was crazy.
Were you in a commercial building or what?
Okay, so we set up tents in MacArthur Park.
Okay, MacArthur Park.
Yeah, MacArthur Park. I had a spot. We have spots, but we set up tents because it's trap spots for the money to come through, for the people to come through. And I'm telling you too, they have electricity. They're like set up like
Yeah,
tents.
you can see it. You go down the freeway and everybody sees them.
Inside the tent, though, connect to the floor to the electricity. So there's tents, and there's lights, air mattresses. There's
Dude,
electricity
crackheads get so
in there.
creative. They're the smartest people because you think about it, it's like, how the hell did this person should be in construction?
Yeah.
If you're walking by,
Yeah.
because I work with contractors, and then I have plumbing contractors, and crackheads are always trying to steal the copper.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big thing. It's been HVAC, same thing, and then they'll take pictures. I'll come up to the job site. I'm like, what? This thing's connected to this and this,
Oh,
and
yes.
it's like a little. And then they collect the wood from the framers and they build their own little casita.
Yeah, see, I never did it myself, but we would pay them to actually hook up our electricity or whatever. But yeah, back to that. So this tent was hooked. There was a brick wall behind there was a tent right here. There was a brick wall behind the tent. Then there was a big ass huge carpet. Excuse my language. There was a big carpet over the wall. And then through the wall, though, there was a sledgehammered hole through the brick wall. So there's a big, huge manhole behind this carpet.
Okay.
So when the cops came, they told me to freeze. I ran back in the tent. So they thought I ran in the tent, but I actually
Hid in the manhole?
No, the manhole went through the fence. Oh yeah, it actually was a sledgehammer hole through the fence, and that carpet was covering it. So it just looked like a carpet was being dried over a fence. You can't tell that there was a hole right there. So when I ran back in there, they actually thought I was in the tent still, but I went through the hole through the fence. And that's how I got away, because when I was running, I can hear them, come out, freeze. Like they're still talking to somebody in the tent, but I'm gone already. I had to hit rooftops. This is on Lake Street behind MacArthur Park. It's like borderline, it's all bad area and then all good area. And I ran down this dead end street where all the houses are huge and nice, and there was no way out. I had to hit fences, I had to hit walls. I'm on ring cam. I kept hearing the ring cams bing, as I was building a freak. I had to put a trash can upside down and then a bucket on top of the trash can and then a pot. I filled a plant, flip that over, put that on top. And I use that as a stairs, you know what I'm saying? And then on top there was a fence with barbed wire, so I had to. It was a mission. I ended up getting away though. Yeah, what was I going with that though? Okay, so I was on the run for 40 days from that time. And in that time, within those 40 days, I was still doing the damn thing, but it broke me again. Like I was already Teflon in my mind because I had my boy. I thought my circle was, I'm a loyal person. I'm a very loyal person. I give my loyalty I pretty much give it to anybody until they show me otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Until I got to put you in a certain category, but I'm a very loyal person. And at that time, I was still thinking that everybody was as loyal as I was. You know what I'm saying? That kind of broke me right there. Once I found out, I knew it was them that told on me or whatever. The cops are crooked, so they tell you, hey, your own boys told. They told me, your own boys told on you, bro. Like, they're the ones that told on you, like, straight up. And it's in the police reports, too, and everything, but that's, within those 40 days, though, just sitting there, that's when I was thinking, like, damn, man, I do got to do something different. Because I knew I was going back, and I just got out a week ago, and now I'm on the run. So in those 40 days is when I was thinking, and it was just, I was alone. I had so many people around me, but I was still alone. I had a lot of drugs. I knew I could go and make money or whatever, but I just knew I was going back to prison. So once I went back, I was just actually doing things to actually get cracked on purpose, because I wasn't going to go turn myself in. So I was just out there on the block anyway, doing the damn thing until I actually did get cracked. And it was that time when I got cracked, got sober again, I just told myself, you know what? Start talking to God. For real this time. I wasn't trying to call my family and tell them I'm going to change. I wasn't trying to tell myself that I'm going to change. I just started praying to God. That's it. I'm done. I got to give it to you for real now. And I really got to just live righteous. All the stuff that I do know I should be doing, I'm going to start practicing it. So in that year, that was like April or March of 2022, I believe. And yeah, that year, I was just reading, studying, learning.
How long did they book you for? And do they have, like, when you go in, do they say, hey, you're just going to be here for a couple of months? Or?
No, that time, okay, so.
How'd you get out?
Honestly, too, the reason that I have been in LA for these past 5 years is because of the system here. It's so easy to get away with things here. This is my mindset. It was so easy to get away with things here in LA. And then when you do get cracked for the things here in LA, I just did 5 years out of my county jail, out of Ventura County, for a gun and some drugs. And it was like a pound of meth and a gun. And they gave me 5 years. Out of that, I did 3.5 years. Over here, they give you 2 years with halftime, and you're doing like 11 months out of that. And I knew that from other individuals, like when I'd get cracked or whatever, and I met dudes from LA, they would always talk about it, same crime, but they're only doing less than half the time of what I was doing. So that was my mind too. I'm going to LA just so I won't get cracked no more. On top of that too, all my county cops, all over the whole county in Ventura County, they all know me by first name, by face.
No, I just said, how'd you get out?
Oh, yeah. So it's halftime. Yeah, for my crime that time, for sales and a gun, sales and 2 guns, evading the helicopter and all that stuff, they just gave me 2 years with halftime.
Okay, so you mentioned God.
Yes.
So let me ask you a first question. Did you grow up with God? Did you believe in a God? Or what was your relationship with God?
My grandma was Catholic, so they went to church. They used to send us to Sunday school, Christian church, First Baptist Church. But of course, at the time, I wasn't like, I didn't even think of, I wasn't trying to like pursue God. I didn't think nothing about it. But we had to go to church. And it was kind of like, it was a bunch of bad kids anyway, so it wasn't even like church. But the seed was planted at that time about Jesus Christ. And I always believed in God because of my parents and my grandparents. But as I got older, I started doing really bad. So once I started doing really bad and I started doing bad things, I figured that I was going to go to hell. So I made a decision that God wasn't real. In my mind, I started telling myself, God ain't real. Because I knew he was real. You know what I'm saying? I knew.
That's similar to my story. So I didn't grow up with God, but I was like, if there is a God, then why is there so many, like, why do these bad things happen? This, like, God must really hate me and my family. Yes. And because these bad things happen, then I must be a real piece of shit. So I might as well hang out with the piece of shits. That was my mentality when I was like 19.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it is.
So you had made a decision in your head that, hey, fuck it, I'm just going to go to hell.
Yeah, the things that I'm doing, I'm going to hell anyway. Yes, I just chose to like believe more in the devil or actually... Yeah, just against God because I knew I was doing bad. But then again, too, when it came down to like crazy things, of course, natural reaction to pray, like my family members got sick or whatever. I always had that firm belief of God, but it didn't really take effect until I was older. And then just running from God, too, I always knew because I would ask for signs, I would pray. There was things that God showed me he's real.
Like what?
Like, just for instance, little things. Like, I remember one time when I was like 17 years old, I was going back and forth in and out to court. And I was praying that morning before I knew I was going to get remanded. And I was going back and forth. My mom was taking me. And I was praying. I was crying. I was sad because I knew I was going to jail that day. So I just was praying and I was asking God, man, just show me a sign, please. Like, today, right now, today. If you're real, and if I'm gonna have a good life or whatever, just let something fall and break in front of me today. At the courthouse, it happened like right in front of me too, and it was crazy. There was this lawyer lady, she's walking by me super quick, and she almost tripped and fell like right in front of me, bam! And she dropped her keys and our butterfly keychain, it broke like in 4 different pieces and just went.
What?
Yeah, and like I knew what happened. I looked at my mom, she looked at me, see me turn white, and she said, what's wrong with you? And I was just like, I got super happy, and I honestly thought I wasn't going to go to jail. Like, I was like, damn, I'm good. It's all good. I got super happy, I thought. But now, looking back at it, that's just one little thing, too. Dreams, too. I would ask God, give me a dream, and he would. Or...
What were your dreams about?
Just certain people. Okay, so, like, with the music, like, I'll ask, hey, man, so if I'm going to be successful with music or anything like that, just let somebody talk to me. Let somebody talk to me in my dream. To where, yeah, like Nate Dogg came out. Like when I would ask for these dreams, like they would come to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just like little signs like that. There's more signs too. I was in High Desert. This is now that I was older. When I was in High Desert, they were just putting us, I'm a prison. Not only do I mess up on the streets, I was a prison screw up too. My lips are chapped. So they send us to bad places. They sent me to High Desert and with little time. So little time, they give me 2 years and they send me to the worst yard that you can imagine. And they do it on purpose. They want you to catch more time, or if you're messing up, if you make them work.
And what does it mean like when they transfer you over and you're like with the worst of the worst? And are you guys like just all mixed up and stuff?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So they made a new system. Like it was in 2018, it was going to go like they started to integrate everything, GP, PC. So basically just throwing us all together and letting us have at it. You know what I'm saying? At this point in time, it was New Year's of 2023, I believe. High Desert was about to open a new yard, and they were going to just throw us all together. And it's like the worst of the worst because of the weather conditions, the cops, the worst inmates go there. If you're a screw up, they're going to send you there. The most violent, so they send you, they know what they're doing. And yeah, they sent me there. And I would pray to God, of course, more than ever, too. But I didn't see it. I didn't think that they were going to do what they were doing. Like, I didn't go there thinking it was going to be bad. I was in reception. It was already bad in reception. And I was just thinking, all right, it can't be worse than this. So when they sent me to High Desert right there, that's what it was. They're like, all right, you're going to see committee and we're just going to let you out with everybody. All you guys are going to come out together. And we're not supposed to say nothing. We're not supposed to ask like any questions to them. That's the rules with the inmates. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to talk to the cops or ask questions or try to get moved or try to say nothing. So of course, I was praying to God, man, how am I going to get through this one? And I didn't get touched like in every, I was able to defend myself, or I was able to fight, and I was able to beat people up a little bit, but I didn't get touched. Every single time I didn't get touched. And I wasn't out there looking for it either. That's the thing.
For the people of the audience out there, when these things happen, is it just because someone has an attack on you? Or like different people just...
Right when you come out.
You see it in the movies, right? All these fights. But is it because someone like goes out?
In this situation, that's what I'm saying. In this situation, it's just PC and GP. They put us all in the same block. We all see committee. We all see the person to get classified, and they just let us all out. And then you don't know who's who or what's what. And being GP, you're supposed to go out there and just take flight on anybody just to get off the yard, you know? So in that situation, it wasn't like there was no direct hit on, there was nothing that you had to do besides either just defend yourself or just go take flight on somebody just to get off the yard or whatever. And it was already like I had already took flight on 2 separate yards before they sent me to this one. So I had already caught time. And then this one, I was just going to wait for it to come to me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what it was. It wasn't like no assigned hit. That was your question?
Yeah, just like how does...
Yeah, there's different reasons why attacks happen. There is gang politics, or depending on the person's crime, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That type of stuff, whatever they're there for. Yeah, it's...
I always heard people have gone to prison, it's like gang affiliated, or you go in, like if a guy goes in there from a different gang and they want to go after them, or someone tries to prove themselves because they're trying to move up in the ranking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for somebody that's like young or trying to prove themselves, a lot of times too now, you know, I'm sad to say, but I'm going to say it, but it's like just manipulation too.
It is.
It's manipulation. It's just...
Everybody's a chess piece.
Yeah, and it's bad. It's bad. It's not good. And everything is just for the higher ups. Basically for the higher ups just to get free money, free drugs, and to live their life the way they want to live. But just rolling, like stepping all over everybody below that. You know what I'm saying? Like violently. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, because those guys are doing life. They're never going to get out.
And then there's dudes too there's kids, and they don't know any better too, so they think that they have to. If they see me, I'm like, hey, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And the way that I tell you or whatever, it seems believable. Or sometimes too is, I got it, I'll do it, I want to do it, just to prove or whatever. But yeah, it's all just manipulation. It's all greed over power of nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying that during these times, God protected you, that you never got shanked or hurt?
Yeah, for real. Yes, God is the reason that I had went out into the yard. They had to put us in the yard one time, and I'm telling you, it was a full-blown riot. And this dude, like, full-fledged, like, running at me, like, full swing, but, like, miss. I don't know. There's just a lot of different type of... But he flew into the floor, flew into a bench. Like, I almost got in trouble. The cops were making fun, saying... They were making fun of him, of course. But they were like, man, we should charge you for attacking him because he got more hurt than you did. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's a lot of different signs that I seen from God that make me believe in God, like, within my own self. You know what I'm saying?
So you surrendered to... You said you surrendered to God, and, like... When you say that, does it mean like you were just a God, like I'm done?
Praying to God. I'm going to just live righteous and I'm going to just believe in you. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to actually practice the word. I'm going to live faithfully toward you and just not let worry. Yeah, I pray to God to take away my worry, and I don't worry no more. Yeah, I practice not worrying no more. Everything that I'm doing now, I believe that God is guiding me through it. And that even has to do with my mental health. Like this last job that I had, I got hired onto the union, but it was 12-hour shifts. It was just too much out of my life, too much. It was bad. But with no backup plan, this is another little example, no backup plan or nothing like that. Once I got to that point in my mind that I knew I didn't want to be there no more, I did pray to God. I said, look, man, I'm not happy right here. I'm done with this job. So I went to work that day and I told him, hey man, I got to resign because of this. I can't be here no more. And that was that. And in my mind, I already knew that God was going to put me where I needed to go. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like I said, no backup plan or nothing. A couple weeks later, and of course, I had to grind real quick and do it. But like I said, too, I'm a 35-time plus convicted felon. It is difficult for someone like me to find a job. If it wasn't for God. No. I knew God wasn't going to let me. Because in my heart, I know that I'm doing good. And
Yeah.
And God is the reason that I'm at where I'm at. I knew that I was going to, in my mind, I didn't let that hinder me from getting to where I need to get, like getting my next job. You know what I'm saying? And God is the reason. I feel that God is the reason why it was so simple for me just to go from one spot to another. And then even at that job, once, same thing. I take my mental health really serious nowadays. Like, honestly, whatever I can control that comes into my mind, if it's not good, I'm going to control it. If I could control it, I am going to control it. So same thing. I was with there was this narcissistic individual that I was right there with. She's been there for a while or whatever. And I'm not trying to be rude or come change anything up or nothing like that. But it's just, I have the power of walking away. I just told her, too, I can't work with you. I'm going to have to just go talk to the supervisor or just quit this job. And I did. But same thing, though. I thought I was going to get fired, stressed out. Damn, I'm going to have to go find another job again. But no, they conformed, they bended to me. They're like, no, man, wherever you want to go, just let us know where you want to go. And I believe that's because God made that possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe that when you surrender fully to God and just say, God, like everything that I do, it's in your hands.
Yes.
You guide me and use me as a vessel for whatever message it is. And you mentioned that now that you surrendered over to God, you told him that you were going to do his work. And what do you mean by his work?
My work as a Christian, just to relay the message. And it goes hand in hand with what I'm doing right now anyway, because being positive, I do give it all to God. But the reason that I'm not preaching it all God is because there's people that don't believe in God. And just because they don't believe in God doesn't necessarily mean that they can't still be positive or change for the better.
But you want to show people that that's where you get your source from. That's where you get your energy.
Yeah,
and
that's why I post it every single day. Go ahead, sorry.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what a person who believes in God is, because it's not like you're forcing someone like, hey, you need to do this. No, it's accepting, right?
Yes.
Because you coming from the darkness and coming from all those things, you know how people act and what they do. Because when someone's going through the recovery process, it's normal for them to be manipulators because you were once a manipulator.
Yes.
It's normal for them to hide things. It's because you did that once.
Yes.
It's normal for you, like, you can't bullshit a bullshitter.
Yeah, no.
And it goes back into the message that I wanted to ask you, which is, what message would you give yourself when you were 13 years old?
Okay, so actually I did have time to think about that question now. So honestly is just, I would tell my 13-year-old self or any other young kids to really believe in yourself. That it really is possible to do whatever you want to do. And if you don't believe in God, start learning about God. But yes, that's what it is. Believe in yourself. Don't let nobody tell you can't. Because as a kid, that's the times when we absorb, and that's when it's easiest for things to get rooted into your mind and sprout, and that's who you become. That would be my message to kids these days, was just believe in yourself, believe in God, and don't let nobody hinder you from being who you are. Don't let nobody hinder you from believing what you can accomplish.
And then what would you give a 19-year-old who's just getting fresh into the game? The adrenaline's all rushing because they're like, yeah, I'm making this fast money, I'm moving up. What advice, if someone came up to you, because they might see you as a role model, because they're like, oh man, you went through all that, it's cool. Because when you're younger, you look at people, they're like, oh, they're idols. So they're like, dude, that guy did time, he got out, look at him, now he's got a family. And this, one day I want to have a family and kind of be like the OG over here. What advice would you give that 19-year-old?
Okay, so nobody cares what you're doing. Anybody that you're trying to impress, the ones that you care least about care the most about you. And that's from my perspective. And the ones that are last on your list are the ones that are going to be first ones to be there for you. And that's family, and that's your loved ones. And the ones that you're trying to impress or trying to show up for, or the ones you're giving your loyalty to, they're all fake. They're not going to be there for you when time comes. When the time comes when you're alone, like the way you were born, the way you're going to die, that's what it is. You're alone. And when it comes down to you going to prison or taking the consequences for the actions that you're doing, you're going to be alone. And those homeboys that you're trying to impress or you're trying to look up to or trying to impress, they're not going to be there for you. None of those people in that lifestyle care, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Go down that wrong route.
Easy come, easy go.
As fast as it comes faster than you got it. Yeah, that life, it's cool at the time. It's good at the time, but that's all it's cool for. There's benefit and no good consequences that come from it. Nobody believes in you. You got to actually try to go find a circle that does, or somebody, Yeah, so that's what I was telling them.
That's good advice.
Thank you.
That's good advice, because sometimes when someone's going through that alone, they might feel like, I'm here alone. I don't have anyone to lean on. I do think it takes you wanting to change because
Yes.
it's until you hit rock bottom, you're like, fuck, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to be any part of this. I don't want any negativity. I don't want, especially too, because when you're in that world, that's why I knew there was a God, because I've seen evil.
Okay.
And because I know, like, okay, if I've seen this and I've seen things, like, it has to be an opposite of this, because one thing cannot exist without the other thing.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Evil is real. Evil is real. Yeah, God is real. But yeah, loneliness. Yeah, I got lost again. I'm sorry.
You're good. So where can people catch you, Ruben?
Oh yeah, on TikTok, at Concentrated Game or whatever. On my Instagram, just my name, Ruben DeSoto. Yeah, this is my first time doing this type of stuff, so I'm just loosening up, getting new to it, becoming accustomed to it. I'm glad that you have given me this opportunity. It's nice to meet him too. But yeah, work in progress. Finding a different type of circle, like to network with positive. I know I'm probably going off track here, what you just asked me, but just being able to find like a circle, a different type of circle than I've ever had, networking with positive people. It seems cool. But yeah, you can find me on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. Not really too much on Instagram or Facebook, but I'm on there. And yeah, TikTok for sure. I've only been doing it for 3 months. I've came a long way for 3 months, I believe. I got a long way to go. I'm just not going to stop. Still practicing on everything. So this is...
That's the reason why I started following you. I was just on TikTok and I'm going down as I'm getting ready to work, and I'm like, I just go down the channel. So sometimes like I see people and I'm okay, I like what they're saying. And then you were talking about positivity. I think you were giving someone advice. Okay. And then I was like, oh yeah, dude. I think that's what I said. He's I don't know if I could say certain things, blah, blah, blah. And I said, don't worry, dude. Like, everybody has got skeletons in their closet.
Oh, yes.
I think that was like the first comment I said. Because I saw you were just getting a little down. And I was like, no, everybody has skeletons in their closet. Just because you come from prison or whatever, you don't have what everybody, just because someone looks a certain way or didn't have a troubled childhood or they're all peepity nice, like what Mexicans say, it doesn't mean they're a nice person or anything. It's just looks. And so it's the way you carry yourself.
Yeah, every day's a work in progress. Yeah, see, I'm lost. I'm all the way lost now. Sorry.
You're good. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
I'm glad me and you connected.
Yes, for
and it's about positivity, spreading the word, especially, like I said, if you have a testimony, you come out of the darkness, you have to share it with the world. And it's showing people, I really want to show people that sometimes you might feel unseen or you come from places of darkness and stuff, but I want to show people that there's transformation. It's not like you don't have to always be there, or you don't have to let your past stop you from doing something just because, I've never done that before, or who am I? I'm this kid that grew up this way. Everything's possible with God.
Yes, anything is possible with God. Change is real. Change is, like you said too, you gotta want it. You gotta want it. If you don't want it for yourself, nobody else is gonna give it to you. That's the thing with me too. Okay, yeah, so my past. I didn't want to talk about my past too much because I want to tell my story to people. I want to tell my story, right? But I don't like to talk about it too much because when I do talk about it, it does seem like I'm glorifying it. Because I'm not gonna lie, at the time when I was doing it, it's what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So I was happy doing that. So when I do talk about it, I do get pumped up about it. I do seem like I'm glorifying it. So that is an issue that I'm having with discussing my past toward two people. I want to tell them my story, but it seems I'm going to tell my story and it's going to seem cool to do those things that I'm talking about, like the way that I put it out there.
It depends, because I think it's like when people stop drinking alcohol, right? At the moment, you're like, yeah, dude, I want to party. I want to get fucked up. I want to black. I just wanted to have the fun time. But now that it's changed, it's just, I used to do that for fun and now I don't need it.
Yes. Thinking about it too, for fun and just, see, I keep getting lost. But I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I do this every day on the lives. I just keep going blank. No, I just keep forgetting what we were talking about. Oh yeah, my past. Yeah, when I talk about my past, it seems like I'm glorifying it. Yeah, we all do have a story. And I don't know why I'm so nervous. I put them first in everything. And like I said, I don't want to try to push it on people, but I do let it be known every day that God is my reason. You know what I'm saying? God is my reason that I'm doing what I'm doing, that I'm still here, that I'm at where I'm at because of God. And I hope everybody can finally realize that one of these days, you know what I'm saying? But then again, too, like that's when you were talking about like God's work. My job as a Christian, just to relay the message that, like what I just said, God is the reason. That's what I meant when I was doing like God's work. like for me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But those that don't believe in God too, if it doesn't take God for you to change, there's still possibility for change. You just got to want it. If you want something bad enough, it's going to happen. Nobody's going to want it for you and do it for you. You just got to make it happen yourself. Young people too, it's not cool. It might seem cool now, like for you at your young age, to smoke cigarettes or to just do things to make yourself look better in front of the older crowd, or for girls, or whatever your reasoning is for doing bad things. It might seem cool now, but there's consequences for everything that you're doing today. Tomorrow, there's going to be consequences, regardless of whether it's a small little habit that is going to do it or whatever it is. There's consequences to every action, positive or negative. Yeah, so it's possible for
there's
anybody.
a reaction to your action. I always say that because there's always whatever you do leads to that, and then leads to that, right? If, like we've all done is we've clicked the snooze button on our alarm, because I wake up at 3:45, so I'll snooze when I'm really tired. I'm like, all right, I'll snooze it here. I used to do that. I actually tried changing that habit a month ago. So now at 3:45, I make sure I get up and I go to the couch and I pray. Got baptized and started believing in God 2 years ago. So it was this whole new thing to me. I never read the Bible. I didn't even know what the Bible was. I still don't know most of the story. I kind of have an idea of some of the stories, but I still don't know scripture or certain things. There's certain scripture parts that stand out to me that I know from memory because related to it. But now, like, I intentionally wake up and I connect with God because it's silent at that moment. And it's just, me, this is the intention I want to have today. And this is what I ask him to use me as a vessel. Yes. Like, God, I'm yours. Everything I do, my business, it's for your kingdom. It's for your purpose to help out, because without you, I'm nothing. Now that I found you, everything connects. As I mature, I reflect on my past and I say, okay, now I'm grateful I went through all of that stuff in that order, because I have empathy and I have connection to people that may be going through that. And like, why is that kid rebellion? Or why do people do certain things? And it comes down to accepting and loving, because love is the most powerful thing. And that's what God is. God loves all his children.
Yes, God,
and he's always looking for the lost ones. He wants them to come back. Does it do to go to church and preach the word of God to church people or people who are good? It's like, you're keeping that to yourself, man. God has already given you a gift. You need to go spread it out and help out. Yes. That's why he says, love your neighbor. If you could help someone out and they're going through it, help them out. Like, nice words, like going down the street, smiling at someone. Sometimes people won't smile back or what, but I don't care, because it's just, you don't know what people are going through. All of us have problems.
Yes.
And we all have a way of masking it. And if we all could just mold our hearts and be accepting and loving, life could be a little better.
You said it. I couldn't say it any better than you. Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. Your words. I respect you. I admire you. You're an awesome woman. I haven't met too many like you. Or maybe I haven't communicated like that. You're awesome.
Some people, I have a youth group. My group actually grew. It went from 3 kids at the apartments to 24 kids. We had to divide them because the little kids are 8 to 11. They're a little different from the teenagers from 13 to 17. But some of my kids are foster kids. Okay. And I have some foster kids who have never met their parents. I have some that live with grandma. I tell all of my kids, you guys are milestones away from me, because at 16, 19, I would never come to a Bible study or a church thing. I actually didn't really know about it. Yes. But I always tell them, you guys are milestones away from me. I was almost 29, almost 30. I'm 32 right now. Almost 30 before I met the Word of God. Okay. And if I could show you guys and give you guys lessons so you don't have to go through that, I want to be able to provide that. And actually maybe advise someone before they do something. But if they do make a mistake and they go down that route, it's okay, because I'm going to be there to back them up. I'm going to be there to support them and hold their hand.
I'm on the same trip. I don't have a youth group, and I really respect that you do too. That's awesome. But yeah, what you just said is what I'm doing too. If I can help somebody learn, if they don't have to go through what I went through and they can learn what I know now, I want to be a role model to those type of people, to kids, to everybody. It doesn't necessarily need to be kids. It's never too late. That's another thing too. That really does drive me. Like just thinking about it yesterday, writing it, or saying it out loud. It's never too late to start. I was getting super amped up about that yesterday, thinking and saying that, because it's not. In my mind, in my heart, I'm 40, and before that would always be like a barrier for me. My age. Oh, I'm too old to do this. I'm gonna be too old.
Yeah, I feel like 40 is like the time guys start. Like 40 is not
see, learning.
Not old.
Yeah, learning about that too. All like the great billionaires and stuff like that, and not just that, but a lot of
the guy who made Kentucky Fried Chicken. He was like something. Oh, yeah. He was old.
Yeah,
he made the rest.
And besides a lot of entertainers, the young ones that we see on TV and stuff like that, besides them, like most of all the presidents, most of all the billionaires, most of everybody that is somebody, men and women, all start after 35, 40 years old. That's why they're all old. That's why all the presidents are old. That's why everybody's old. And
because you're wiser. Because you've been there, done that. Like my aunt would always say, "Diablo por viejo que por diablo." So he knows that the devil knows more because of his age and of him being the devil.
Oh, yes. Experience, wisdom. And yeah, that actually, it's true. It's real. And it drives me more because just from where I was when I started 3 months ago on the social media thing, with myself, it's been a couple years. So for myself, I've seen more, I've experienced more than I've shown, of course. I'm super amped just to know, because before, instant gratification, I want instant results all the time. I want to do something now, I want to see the result now. But
it's everybody now with technology.
Yes. So now I have learned patience. So there's a lot of things that are second nature to me that I don't even realize that I have now. Traits that it's my nature now. I realized I had them because I had to practice them. But thinking about it now, like where I'm at right now from where I was at a year ago, and then on social media from where I'm at from where I was 3 months ago to where I'm going to be, like by the time I'm those guys' age, like in 5-10 years, I'm going to have a lot accomplished. You know what I'm saying? And
where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or where is it that you want to be at in 5 years?
Just success, financially free, of course. Just being able to reach people, telling them that it's okay. So my main goal is music, but I'm not chasing it. And I put it in my mind already too, not to chase it for stardom. I just want to do it because that's my art and I need to put it out there before I can't do it no more. But like I said,
do you have any music that I could maybe share with the audience or anything recorded?
I don't have nothing recorded.
Maybe next time you could have something recorded.
Yeah, I be spitting like acapella all the time on TikTok. Yeah, I could spit something, but that's my thing. It takes money. So I don't have the money yet to actually buy the equipment. I'm working on that too, like trying to attract the proper networking to hopefully get assistance maybe, but to just produce what I hear, studio time or something like that. But then again, too, like my effort isn't all the way fully into that no more either right now because I just started making TikTok and I'm sidetracked. So like I said, it's only been a few months.
Once him going, you have to keep going.
Yeah, no, I'm going to keep going.
Nobody just goes, oh, I'm going to follow this guy because he's cool. People follow you because of a reason. People tune in, like for someone to really tune in, like you're consistent. Yeah, so you want to show people that you're available. And I see people, they're commenting. I go in there a little later because like I said, I'm getting ready for work and so forth.
Yes.
If I'm not taking a call, I'll like try to log in and go. So I have all my notifications off because the same problem. I'll get distracted. So I have everything off and like in silence. And so I have to like purposely go in there, log in and do. But I see people, they like you, they follow, they look up to you.
Yeah.
So I definitely, for your loyal followers out there, and I'm sure they'll be very happy to see the full video and get to know you a little bit more.
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, too, a work in progress every day. I am still, like, this is my first time doing this, so I'm still, like, of course, I could try to continue to tell myself not to be nervous a million times, but of course I still am, natural reaction. But like a work in progress every single day. Consistency is key. Practice makes perfect. I really don't believe in perfection, but you can do it to the best of your ability. And yeah, 5 years though, I see myself financially free. I don't know exactly 5 years is a long time, so I don't know exactly what type of business I will have or own, but I will be successful within the next couple of years.
Speak it into existence.
Yes, I will. Yes. I'm already like successful on the way of living the way society lives. They're just an average, regular 9-to-5 person right now, but I'm minding my way out of that. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5 or a very average person. Everybody has different. What makes someone successful, because even like the most successful billionaires or people who are going towards that, they're like, dude, I have all of this, but I don't spend any time with my family. I'm neglecting that.
Yes.
And they look to other people like, dude, I wish I had the weekend off where I could go. Because you're always like girls with curly hair and straight hair. We always want what other things are, but the grass not always greener on the other side. It's how you water your grass.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely
Guys-
correct. Said again, yes. Yeah, for sure.
It was a pleasure having you. I'm so happy that you took us on, and I know your TikTok channel is going to blow up, and you're going to achieve what you're setting yourself out to.
I'm working on it every day, work in progress. Yeah, it's possible. Anything's possible. I put that in my own mind to believe that, and anybody else too. If you want change, you got to want it, and you can make it happen.
Amen to that.
You got to just want it, and God is the reason for me.
God is the number one. He's our connector. He is put God first. Now I understand when people say put God first. At first I didn't know what that meant. I was like, why would you put God before your family? Doesn't family come first? But now as I'm going through it, and it's okay, I know now why, because God's going to guide me.
Yes, exactly.
Amen.
Thank you too for having me. I appreciate you.
Of course.
Hopefully.
We will definitely be able to see your success.
Thank you.